What is up YouTube, it's your boy SmackNPie here. So last night, I just woke up by the way, but last night was amazing. Two reveals that we got. One, Little Nightmares 3 new trailer called The Friendship, and also Reanimal, a new game from Target Studios. A video is coming on that after this video, but in this video we're going to talk about Little Nightmares 3. Now I talked about this on my Twitter, and I'll repeat it here as well. I think Supermassive Games have done a fantastic job understanding the world of Little Nightmares, what makes it tick, how to tackle the atmosphere, and how to tell a story, a new story I should say, that is not dependent on 6 and Mono, that is not dependent on the nostalgia of the 6 and Mono, characters, Maw, Ship, Thin Man, all that other stuff. It is creating its own identity, it's trying to carve its own identity. Supermassive Games, what they're trying to do here, and at the same time it just feels like you're back. Right? It feels like we're just back in the world that we loved. Supermassive Games understood the assignment. So I have more to say on Supermassive Games, Target Studios, and Bandai Namco Mumbo Jumbo in the next video. But in this video, we're going to talk about Little Nightmares 3 new trailer called The Friendship. They emphasized on the friendship, and what they said here, it is really chilling. Hear this, alright? All this is from them, by the way. They said, "You've been friends for a long time now. It's been so long. Longer than either of you remember. You understand each other implicitly, instantly picking up on cues that other people wouldn't even catch. Working together as a team comes naturally after all you've been through. It's a hard life in the nowhere, looking for a way out, a way back home. But things could be worse. You're together. That's what matters." By the way, it's school time, so you might hear some kids actually, screaming in the background and whatnot. Chill out. That whole statement from me, out of context, sounds wild. And whilst I'm talking about Little Nightmares, orphan kids, yeah bro, chill out. In Little Nightmares 3, the teamwork will be put to the test as never before. Whether you're playing online with a friend or solo with an AI companion. More into that in just a second. In the latest trailer, you'll see just a few of the challenges waiting for Lo and Alone, our protagonist, that you will need to overcome. In our first ever online co-op game, two children will need to collaborate with different tools to solve eternal problems facing visitors in this charmingly horrible nightmare world. Staying alive. If you play as Lo, you'll have the use of his makeshift bow and arrows. Did he use to fire in the games of fantasy, pretending to be a hero? Neither of them are sure these days. Now, his arrows slice ropes and bring down the smaller threats of the nowhere, like grounding, buzzing beetles, so Alone can finish them off. Playing as Alone means shouldering her wrench. It must have taken time for such a small creature to learn to haul that solid iron weight. But she wields it with relative ease. How many times has she swung it? How many attacks and traps have they lived through? They both lost count long ago. Lately it feels different though. It's hard to explain how, but they can both feel it. They're finally moving towards where they really belong. But the necropolis is a far cry from what they knew before. And what comes after that, it's worse. It's always worse. The slap of cold rain as shadows squirm inside a canvas tent. The harsh burn of chemicals used to stoke the machines as you scurry through their pipes and vents. The scuttle of claws on metal behind you. And that's when you start to see glimpses of it, the face you truly fear, because for the longest time, it's just been the both of you. And even though it was always bad, it was always hard, you worked together and saw each other through. You climbed and ran and hid, and in the end, you survived. But now, when the pulley creaks and warbles like it might give way, when the yellowed lights snap on without warning, when a shadow looms out of the dark, there's this moment. A moment when you look at your friend and you see a perfect reflection of your own terror. And you know, without saying a word, that you're both thinking the same thing. We might not live through this nightmare. You're just children, after all. Chills, ladies and gentlemen. Chills. We saw Carnival. We saw them using the mirrors to traverse through the necropolis and the nowhere. Lo and Alone using their weapons like bow and arrow, wrench, and how it comes into play. We saw the giant creature, the monster baby that we're talking about, not the other one, chill out, and how the co-op gameplay will come into play. And of course, the return of the freaking gnome, so we are in the world of Little nightmares, ladies and gentlemen. There's this interesting thing that they said in the description of the video on YouTube. They said, in the darkest of places, you ought to think twice before letting a friend down. What is that supposed to mean, ladies and gentlemen? Are we setting up yet another 6 and mono situation? Because we know them friendships, they don't last in this world of little nightmares. It is that kind of harsh world. And they're really emphasizing on the fact that, hey, these two are great friends. They know their strengths and weaknesses. They play off of each other. They, help each other survive and whatnot. They've been through all kinds of stuff. But this time, this journey, this experience of theirs poses a completely new and different challenge. And at the end of the trailer, you see a little glimpse of Alone. Well, okay, I just felt a little bit of, wait a minute, is this? And then we see the other protagonist. I love the lore of this world. I love the lore of this universe. Little Nightmares have always been that chilly, terrifying thing. Now, understandably, Reanimal from the trailer that we've seen, again, there's going to be a video on that. It feels like they have a better grasp at making it more terrifying, unsettling, but more to that later. But here, it just feels like Supermassive Games have just understood the assignment from the get-go and just they have included all the stuff. One thing I am worried about, again, is the co-op gameplay. How is that going to come into play? I feel like being alone as a child in Little Nightmares world have always been the standout highlight of, hey, you see this little character, this little protagonist, surviving on his own. In Little Nightmares 2, yes, we had 6 and whatnot, but, if it is different. We don't know. If there's a demo that helps us understand the vision that Supermassive Games and Bandai Namco have for this franchise moving forward, starting this, I think I would be at ease. But at this moment, everything is fantastic, perfect. I'm in, other than the co-op gameplay. Let's see how, again, y'all of course gonna say, well, Smack, you can just play it solo with an AI companion. It would be just like a Little Nightmares 2 experience. Sure, but understand, a lot of the game is being built to cater to that rather than having the AI companion as a side thing. You understand? Okay, we're gonna leave this at this point, In the coming videos, I'm going to talk more about this because now I'm understanding this world a little more of what Supermassive Games is trying to do with the lore, at the very least, of this Little Nightmares 3. So expect more videos on Little Nightmares 3 in the future. So for more video on Reanimal coming soon. 100k, let's go, boy.